Yeah, mine. You know, I looked up trimmed armor, like gold trimmed armor for. What was it attacking on? I looked up gold trimmed armor for just iron trimmed armor. And it was like pushing 900k just for the set. He's got an event. What level am I anyways? 22? Not bad. Might have to go on a less populated world. So we can contest for these cows.
Hey, Kanka, what are you up to?
Hey, I'm actually streaming right now. How are you doing?
Bad.
There was no raid today? Was there no raid today?
No raid to. Well, not much raid today. The most we got was nature running around for like 9 of us.
Yeah, I was there for the end of that, but I saw Pote couldn't make it today.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I guess we're a good raid tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean it'll be fun tomorrow because it'll be after reset.
Hopefully, but we'll see.
We don't change links, do we?
We won't change links, but we'll change who we're fighting against.
Yeah, of course.
God, it's a real listening to myself on Twitch.
Oh, why? You don't like your voice or something?
No, it's not that. It's I listen to what you're saying and then I hear you again and myself at the same time. It's just I need to give it breaks.
Oh yeah, sorry. You can turn the volume down.
Yeah.
You should give me a follow. That would be appreciated.
RuneScape. That brings back memories.
Thanks for the follow, man. I really appreciate it.
That's actually me, by the way.
Do you ever stream or anything?
Me, nah.
Yeah, my mom and like my whole family encouraged me to stream. They're like, You already have the equipment, you have a webcam, you have a mic, you have double monitors, like, you play 8 to 12 hours a day anyways, like...
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah, I've been playing this old school RuneScape, and let me tell you, man, it's bringing back so many memories.
Oh, no doubt.
This is the 2007 version, but it's funny that people are like, oh, 2007 RuneScape, and I'm like, I remember 2002 when there was like only 23 quests.
Yeah, I'm an old player as well, actually, but my first account didn't go too far. My second account, I'd say, was the strongest of the 4 that I made. But it got hacked, and I never got it again.
Man, that's unfortunate. What level were you? You know your combat level?
The second one?
Yeah, the second one.
97.
Oh wow, that's really good. Yeah, I made about 3 or 4 accounts just like you did. My first account got like to level 37 and I was just training all my stats and I didn't know what I was doing. And then my second account got to level 45 and I still didn't know what I was doing. So my third account I got to like level 67 and I made like a range spear, but I didn't like it. And then now I made an RS3 account a while back, and that's like level 67, but it's a strength spear, 1 defense strength spear. Then I have this account right now.
Out of the accounts that I still have left, there's only 2 of them left. The first one and the fourth one. The fourth one is stronger than my first. By quite a wide margin.
Okay, awesome.
I believe the combat level is twice that of the first one. The fourth one is at 87 at the moment.
87, that's good. Are you an old school RuneScape or RS3?
She was like original RuneScape character, so it's at RuneScape 3 now because it kept sitting with the new versions.
Yeah, I don't like RuneScape 3 anymore. I mean, it's not as populated as old school RuneScape. I mean, if you look now, there's like 10, maybe 10 or 15 people training cows just in this area right now.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, the thing that kind of made my fourth character special was she was built around resupplying everything that she used. So everything that she wears, she makes.
Okay. Yeah, I might end up doing something like that because I tanned some cowhides to start with, and I made like a mill doing that, and now I need to I need to be self-sufficient, so I'm gonna make like my own iron armor and everything like that, and you know, my own scimitars and stuff. So.
Yeah, it's almost disgusting how much money my fourth character can make actually now. I wanted to kill a little bit time, so I went to do some fetch item area. It's like a dungeoneering area that you can get some limpwood woods. Okay. I think I got like 2 million in an hour.
2 2 million in an hour?
Yeah.
Jeez. They say for free to play that tanning cowhides is like the best moneymaker in the game.
Questionable.
Yeah, all the guides I look up, they say either tan, like farm the cowhides yourself so you make all the profit, or buy the cowhides and then make like hard leather bodies and stuff like that, and then sell them on the Grand Exchange, and you make like maybe 400 gold each cowhide.
Yeah. Here's the thing. For each of these things that I pick up, and I pick them up pretty regularly, I just do a cycle in this area. There's level 44 NPCs, but because my combat level is 88, I really don't care. And each one gives me about 7,000 gold.
Oh wow! So what, you just one shot them and pick up their limited roots?
I don't get attacked because my combat level is too high. I don't get regressed.
Oh, okay, you don't get aggro.
Yeah, no aggro. So I just roll around in there. The only issue is I get bored because it's the same thing over and over and over again. So I like variety. So I'll do that if I need gold, but otherwise I just like wandering around doing my own thing.
Yeah, I wanted to look up some more money makers, like besides just tanning cowhides, because that gets boring, and then the run energy regen in old school is way different than in RS3, so I don't really do it as fast.
Well, the thing is, you can't do it in old school RuneScape because you don't have dungeoneering. So that's not really an option. So for old school RuneScape, yeah, do the cowhide thing. For RS3, limp word is by far better.
So you're saying for old school, I should do what money making guide or gold guide?
They're pretty much on point with the whole cowhide thing.
Okay, cool.
So you're doing the right thing right now.
Yeah, I figure once I get higher combat level, I'm just gonna come in the pen and just pick up everybody's cowhides and then just, you know, keep running back and forth to the bank.
You know, one other thing about my fourth character is, even though she's not a pure now,
25 hit
she
points.
was a pure but a really weird one.
What kind of pure? Like a range magic pure?
No, she was a melee pure, but she was attack, defense, and no strength.
So you did attack just to get your weapon, and then you did defense?
No, it was a balance between attack and defense.
Okay, I understand. I've heard of like mage tanks before.
Because you'd think they were trippy, like you'd think, oh, it doesn't do much damage. But the thing is, because I could use the same level equipment as the strength pures, I still did good amount of damage. That because my defense was so high, I didn't take that much damage. They didn't get that much good hits through, but I kept going through all their armor like if it was nothing. So I was consistently doing damage and wearing them down.
Yeah, because they had one defense and you had 99, right?
Well, not 99, but you get the idea.
Yeah, right? And I'm guessing you had like rune armor and stuff like that to try to tank one?
Yeah. She was rune, so rune weapons, rune armor, but no strength.
Did you ever do?
So still be fighting.
Did you ever do the dragon quest, like slay the dragon to wear the rune plate, or did you just wear a rune chain?
Oh, I did the quest. She was good enough for it.
That's awesome. That's one of the quests that when I was a kid I didn't do, because I back in the day I didn't really know how to look up guides for stuff, so I would always like just not do the quest or do the quest to the best of my ability, and I did like the low level quests like chef's assistant and what's that one, Charlie the chicken or Steve the chicken or whatever his name is.
Something like that.
But these in Ultimate RuneScape these clue scrolls drop, and I've made like 3 videos just on clue scrolls.
Go figure.
So do you know any alternative money making like things to do with old school?
Ooh, it's been a while. I have to check up on that one.
You're good, but you're saying I am on like the right path on doing the cowhides, right?
Oh yeah. To be honest, the only real issue is competition in the end.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at eliminating the competition. Like when I played Ion, it's like a game where you can like fly around and you have wings and there's like the Dark Abyss. Like, you know how we have World v World? Well, we had the Dark Abyss, which was like a space moon place, and I think I would farm PvP potions. They give like plus 5% attack, plus 5% defense, and stuff like that. And no one wanted to do it. No one wanted to farm the herbs, because you needed to farm the herbs and then make the herbs into potions. And no one wanted to do it. So I started doing it, and I made like maybe 500 mil doing it, right? And then after I made the 500 mil, I would buy out all the cheap potions that were cheaper than mine, and then I'd list mine for like a ridiculous amount. Like, let's just say theirs was 500k, I'd list mine for like 2 mil, and I'd buy out all the lower ones, and then I'd sell mine for a really high price. Yeah, so not only was I making profit from the raw herbs and potions that I was getting, but anyone that was a lower price than me that tried to undercut me, I would buy them and then list them again.
That's easy to do when it's something that most people don't want to do, but when it's something that a lot of people are actually doing, that's not so easy to do.
Yeah, true. But I think people get cowhides to do the leather crafting, if I'm not mistaken.
Because it's relatively easy crafting experience.
Yeah, that's how I leveled my crafting before. Because you need like 5 crafting to do like the lowest level gem, like a sapphire or something like that. And you need like 4 to 5 crafting to tan the blue and green dragon hides. So I would just use the cow hides that I got, before, and then I would make the leather bodies or leather cowls and stuff like that. But you should have seen me yesterday. I was hitting ones like all day long, and I'm finally starting to hit fives.
Yeah, it's kind of satisfying when you start getting to that point.
Genie said he reported me for cow abuse.
Jesus, you don't want to know what I've done. I have done horrible, horrible things.
Yeah, I was researching quests, like quests to do on stream and stuff like that, and make videos out of. And there's one quest. It's like you have to go get cats, and you have to catch different rats along the world. And it's like called Rat Catcher, I think. And it's labeled as like the worst quest in RuneScape history. But I was gonna ask you, when I was playing RuneScape 3, I made a strength pier, right? But I had like maybe 34 prayer because it only increases you 2 levels, and then I had like 13 magic because it only increases you 1 level. Do you think it would be like? And I don't really know like how it translates to old school, but do you think it would be like efficient to get the prayer up again so I can use my protections?
Yeah, because it's going to give you a nice early advantage.
Yeah.
Because being immune to a damage type for any period of time, when you're a Stempior, it completely makes up for your lack of defense.
True. Yeah, that's what I figured I'd have on RuneScape 3, but I didn't know how that translated, because all the guides I've been watching, they don't train prayer, they just train strength and 40 attack.
Because in RuneScape 3, it's not immunity, it's just a reduction in damage. A 50% reduction, but nonetheless. But the thing is, there is a weapon that is very underused, and that's the mace.
Okay.
And it actually reduces the amount of prayer that you use. So it lasts longer. In old school RuneScape, it did less damage to make up for it, but in RuneScape 3, it does as much damage as the scimitar.
Okay, yeah, in RuneScape 3 I did double dagger, two-handed rune. Because the daggers have high attack speed, so you can get them like really low to like maybe 1/4 of a bar, and then you pull out your two-handed greatsword and you just one-shot them. Yeah, but I'm having a really hard time finding fights in RuneScape 3. So, and like, no one wants to fight unless you have risk. So sometimes I have to pull out like 10k just to say, you know, hey, let's fight or whatever. Because they inspect me and they look at my prayer level, and they're like, oh, you're just gonna protect item, you're gonna protect your greatsword. I'm like, well, yeah, that's kind of the whole reason why you do this, so you can keep decaying. But I played RuneScape 3 like the past week, and there's literally no one in the wilderness, like no one.
Well, it doesn't help that we're in the kind of the wrong time zone for a lot of activity.
Well, you saying like I need like a Europe time zone to get more activity?
Europe or US time zone, really. So mornings for us. It's a better shot.
Okay, yeah.
And again, the fourth character, which is not my youngest character, has no such issue with the whole equipment thing. It's like, oh, sure, I'll risk some expensive stuff. I'll just make more of it. It's free for me. It's expensive for people that have no skill, like support skills, but for me,
Some dude named Giles just gave me a kebab for answering a question.
yeah, it's one of those activity NPCs. Still get them.
Yeah, I had back in the summer of like way before RuneScape was even called old school. I had the full camouflage outfit because like this instructor guy would come and he would be like, hey, you know, do 10 push-ups, do 20 sit-ups, and like run in place. And you had to do each one of those steps, and he would give you a camouflage hat or a camouflage pants or a camouflage shirt. And I would go in my my full camouflage with these rainbow boots and rainbow gloves, and I'd go mine adamant ore.
Yeah, that brings back memories. The old bootcamp demon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just muted your Twitch completely now because that just tripped me out. That's why I was taking so long to answer.
Oh, you're good.
The other thing with RuneScape 3 is your combat level is entirely dependent on your best attributes, and the other ones don't add to it. So if you got really good melee, but your range and your magic are not there at all, and you go against a character which has the same melee, but their range and their magic is only a little bit behind, you're both the same combat level.
Oh, okay.
So it does make pures a little bit less vital. It still helps, don't get me wrong, but you can't just say, oh, I'm fighting a non-spec character, I'm going to have no trouble whatsoever.
25
No, you are still going to get a fight out of them. Unless, you know, they're not using their strongest field.
Okay, I understand. So, like, is that why prayer and magic and stuff, when you do it for peers, when you do, like, enough, you know, prayer just for the protections, is that why it only gives, like, 2 levels?
RuneScape 3 actually gives a bit more than that, actually. And this is probably one of the reasons why the pures there try not to level up prayer too much, because it does have a decent effect. Like, as I said, you heard what my combat level is. It's 87, 88 at the moment, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, my range, which is my strongest field, is only 72, because my prayer is actually very high. But that's not really a huge issue for me, because I can maintain it for so long that it kind of balances it out. Like, by the time I run out, about 10 minutes or 15 minutes later, it's more than made up for the reduced damage that I do, which is still a lot, because unless you're a member account, you're still going to use as good equipment as pure.
True. So you did completely free to play, right? Or did you make enough gold to get a bond?
Actually, I was members for a brief amount, but I used the time to actually make the free-to-play experience easier, because I got the unlocks to, for example, be able to put the gold and the silver into the forge, to fish without bait requirement for anything. So no running around, no nitpicking, no fiddly bits, just nice and easy the whole way through. If I feel like doing it, I just go out and do it. No issue.
Nice.
The only exception is I still need Fred for, you know, craft. But that's pretty much the only fiddly bit. And even then, it's not really that fiddly. One thread lasts you, what, like 10 hides. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Meaning like the spools of thread from getting like sharing the sheep.
No. Like the thread, not the wool.
Oh, okay.
And the wool, it's used for amulets and the like, which is a little bit more fiddly. Which I do make, but I make a lot less because it is more fiddly. Plus, it's not as badly required. One amulet sets you up pretty well for quite a while. And the optimal one is members only to make, unfortunately, the diamond amulet. To make it, not to buy it, obviously. It's a enchant crafting thing.
Okay. Yeah, I actually yesterday on stream I bought the wrong amulet. I bought a power amulet and not a strength amulet.
Ooh. Yeah, that's not going to help very much.
Yeah, the strength amies help way more. They help your max hit.
But again, that helps more with the pures fighting the outer strength attack pures. But it becomes a lot more naggly if you're fighting those weirdo attacks defense pures. Because you really don't get the hits through. Like, it's really chancy. Like, you can still get a solid hit, but because they're so consistent, you kind of be constantly debating when you're going to eat. And there's still going to be some solid hits because it's rune equipment. It gets a decent damage strength bonus.
Okay, true.
To give you an idea, remember I mentioned the Rune character?
Yeah.
Rune character was going around with just pikes. Like, not the greatest food, against a strength attack pure, with 4 defense, that had the full set of swords. The attack defense pure won.
Wow.
Because she grinds people down. It just wears them down. And because the difference in the defense to attack is so drastic, the other person with old school rescape, effectively, was eating 5 damage, 6 damage, 7 damage, occasionally like 9 or 10 damage. Because it's still rune equipment. But it was all the time, because their armor counted for nothing. They might as well have been wearing clothes. But the same thing back, even though they could have done more damage, they could have done up to like 20 damage. Because my defense was so high, it was a rare event when that even happened.
Right.
And I just pop through it and keep going, because I didn't need to use it constantly. So, weirdo, but it worked. The downside is it gives them an opportunity to run. And that might be the reason why people don't really use it. Because they want the kills, they don't want the grindouts.
Yeah, I heard that, not even just the melee defense pures, but also, like, the mage tanks that have, like, 99 mage, 99 defense, and they just mage tank all the time. And then the range tanks as well. I heard, like, defense was one of the slowest skills to level up. And people normally don't level it because, like you said, they don't want to grind, anything out or whatever in a fight. So they just want to go for the kill and just run back. And I heard, like, defense was one of, it's one of the best stats.
Oh, it's an excellent stat to have, but it is a lot of effort, and it's much easier to get the strength attack pures than the attack defense pures.
Yeah, I watched the video.
But the upside is the attack defense pures are bloody scary if you meet them for the equivalent level. Because, as I said, they're your same level, but they're going to chew you like nothing. You have no armor against them, and they can just tank you all day.
Yeah, that's very true. I saw a video one time of a guy. He had a 10 HP 99 defense pure, and he did like Gothics and like clan games and stuff. So he got the reward at like the end of the event, and the event would had a scroll, and the scroll could give you a certain amount of XP toward whichever stat you chose, and he would always choose defense. So he did this for like at least a couple of weeks, right? And he made his 99 defense pure, and with 10 HP, and people literally just could not hit him. Like, I think he was like level 36, and people his level just couldn't hit him.
Yes, that sort of thing. With my one, it wasn't as extreme, but when you're dealing with 50-50, again, with 0 in strength, or 1 in strength, better said, and you got the same thing with the strength attack pure, you don't get a bonus with your weapon for your armor, and your armor's crap. But the attack defense pure is getting a really nice strength bonus because of the weapon, and they've got the attack power and the defense power. They can fill the hole while the attack strength pure cannot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, one time, when I was PKing, I was like 12 or 13, and some guy lured me into the wilderness. He's like, "Hey, you want to come on to the wilderness?" And I'm like, "No, you can die in there." And he dropped like 10K on the ground. He said, "See this? I'll give you this if you come in." So he lured me all the way down. He said, "Hey, use and he was like he was a mage tank. And he said, "Use all of your runs so you don't run away." And so I followed him and I ran, and I'm like, I got to 50%, and I'm like, okay, all my runs gone, and he's like, no, all your runs not gone yet. So I kept running, and I got my run to 0, and we started fighting, right? And I'm like, oh, I can win this, blah blah blah, but I didn't know that adamant armor and rune armor and everything like that, any armor really, doesn't give mage defense bonuses. It actually negates it. So I'm sitting here in like full adamant armor, and he's just hitting like 5s and 6s and 10s on me, and I'm just sitting here dying.
Something about old school RuneScape that RS3 doesn't have. Have a look at some of the ranged armor, because you might if memory serves, you only need defense for certain armors, and unlike in RS3, it doesn't penalize you for using armor that's not your type.
Okay, I've heard of people using full monk robes with leather boots and gloves, and they use like a ranged cowl.
Wait, what? Ranged cowl? Did I hear that right?
Cowl, COWL. You know the helmet?
Core, yeah. You mean coif. Coif core, yeah, I get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a little bit more questionable, because you're not really exploiting your advantages. Because odds are it's going to be not a great coif if you're not relying on your armor. And if you're relying on good armor, then what the hell are you doing with monk robes?
Yeah, I saw monk robes for extra prayer, because it gives like plus 13 prayer.
It does, but the plus 15 isn't to your level, it's just duration wise.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. And I used that on my strength pure from RS3, because I would use prayer and because it gives you strength bonuses. The let me see which one it is. Burst of strength, 5% strength increase.
All right. On RS3, you use the daggers.
Yeah, double daggers.
Swap them for double mace. They have the same attack speed. I'm not kidding. The same damage, and it gives you a prayer bonus.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
They are very underrated weapon because in old school RuneScape the maces do less damage. So people think that in RuneScape 3 they do less damage. That is not the case. They have as much damage as the scimitar and the dagger. They have the same rate of attack, but they have a prayer bonus, so they're net better.
Okay, I've heard of like in other games you have like extra holy attack, like in WoW with maces and stuff like that. Just like hordes have axes.
Yeah, well, aside from making your prayers last longer, they're otherwise equivalent. They do crush damage, but that's actually a good thing because it does have a slight boost against armored opponents or plated armored opponents. But it's more like a soft stat. It's a hidden one. The downside is not as good on, what you'd expect your strength, but you're still hitting a ranger, so who cares?
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely try that out next time I play RS3 if there's any fights.
Look, if you hop onto RS3 for any moment, not right now, obviously, not during the stream, and you add my character, I actually make you a full set of the rune maces plus 3s.
Ooh, plus 3.
It's easy for me. Yeah, I make them easily. I don't care. Maces are bloody easy for me to make.
Okay, you can Discord me your character name if you want to.
Give me a moment.
So, do you still play RuneScape at all?
Shockingly, I do, but it's because it's now on mobile, so I can kill time whenever. And do the same with Guild Wars 2. If only.
Yeah, right? My friend in one of my other guilds in Guild Wars 2 said that he tried to develop an app that you could play on mobile, but he said the problem was there was no API key for chat.
Nope.
Yeah, you can't API your your chat box.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, just link the character name. Let me check what's the combat level? 87, yeah, she really doesn't care about any NPCs. Like, the her defense is not, like, amazing, but it's more than enough to really not care.
Yeah, true. Once you get, those kinds of levels, especially in free-to-play, there's not much stuff that can, like, aggro to you.
Even the stuff that does aggro, it really doesn't do that much damage.
I finally don't need food for cows.
Slot.
Yay! Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Kiara. Hey, Chio.
Hi. We're going to play Among Us. So we're invading your Discord now.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Hi, Jack.
Yeah.
Hey, Droopy.
Hello.
I'm streaming. You should come give me a follow.
What?
What's your stream?
Twitch.tv/Kanka the Great. I linked it in general chat.
General chat? Oh my god. General chat? Oh, okay, I see it. A minute. RuneScape?
Yeah, RuneScape.
Go figure. That brings back
Oh, I'm
memories,
gonna
huh?
follow you.
Yeah, RuneScape.
RuneScape? That's not a follow, that's a fucking report.
Harsh, dude. Funny, but harsh.
Thanks, Nigel the German, for following.
I do have the what, so I cannot follow.
Thanks, Mochi Paws 1927 for the follow. Appreciate you guys.
I just followed you. I'm Mochi Pals.
Yeah, I figured you'd have a name like that.
Dude.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Riven. Oh my god, I haven't seen you on for ages. Riven.
Hi, Riven.
I'm gonna say thank you. Say something, Dave. Say something to Riven.
Thank you for your goal.
You even here.
Steven, you should be giving me gold. Why you give me to all these people that don't love you?
Wow.
Hey, Joopy, do you have the racing scarf yet?
No, not yet.
I can
Joopy,
I can
am-
buy it for you. It's only 74 gold.
Or you can run the races with me. You're cool.
No, but apparently, like, I tried to buy it already, but apparently you cannot. It's a
Start
bug
creating first lah.
that they have there.
And now you creating, huh? Or someone else creating?
Really?
It's a bug, guys. You cannot buy it. I already tried. But Herex is gonna help me.
Okay. Can we start?
Is
Yep.
Among Us
that-
free to play on PC?
No, on PC.
Not on PC, but on phone is free. Android.
You
but-
can ask Chiu to buy it for you.
It's only $5 for me, so it's cheaper for your side, I guess. Few bucks.
Okay.
It's easier to play from PC lah. The movement and then the quest easier. What are you doing, Ginny? AFK so long.
Hello?
What?
Hello, Annie. We message yes, then you never reply us.
I didn't see that. I'm so sorry. I'm a bit sorry.
You're playing? You're playing
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm looking.
just now?
Oh, wait, how many people do we have? Do we have too many?
Oh, do you have too many?
No, I don't think so. We probably have about 8, 9 at it.
How many is max? 10? Or 8?
It was Kiara. I saw him vent.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm definitely the killer.
You never see the video that Ginny posted, the 100 players?
Right?
Yeah, the video is so funny. That is in the Discord. You watch the video, it's damn funny. 100 players.
Maybe he didn't lay down.
And then one imposter some more.
Maybe on
Oh, there's a
better.
room. Okay. There's a room.
I wonder if this is real or not.
It's fake, but it's quite well made. The
Yeah,
ending
the ending very funny.
Roommate.
But how they get so many people inside that? It's all fake one ah.
I think it should be fake.
Then you see the discussion, so many people.
See you later, guys. I'm gonna move down the channel.
Okay, bye.
Alright.
Peace.
Bonjour.
It is fucking channel. Are you guys gonna do that?
Goodbye.
Yeah, it got really loud.
Yeah, it's all good.
Figured I'd move down here since we're doing the same thing, so to speak.
Okay. Do you have a old school RuneScape account?
Sadly, no, so can't be joining you there.
Aww.
They're a little tempting to try and remake the character as the attack defense pure again. Just a lot of nitpicking to regain all the levels, you know.
I mean, yeah, your non-combat levels would be, low, but as far as your combat levels, I mean, it wouldn't take long. I'm already 30 attack and almost 30 strength, and I've only been doing this for a day. And this is my second day right now. You could come murder cows with me.
Hit the forts. Hit the fort.
Full inventory. That was nicer than the follow. I really appreciate that. That was cool.
Yeah, it was. Good people, Banner.
Yeah, I've got my brother. He's a view bot for me right now.
Go figure.
Yeah, he gave me a follow when the stream started, so.
Oh, that's going to be on much longer?
Yeah, I'll be on for a few more hours. Why? What's up?
Alright. Okay, for you. Okay. That was more a curiosity question.
Have you ever played Age of Conan?
No game, but no.
Yeah, it was on. I wanted to return to it to play, but I saw it on Death of a Game, and I'm like, oh well, I can't go back to that.
Yeah. Not that many games last that long. Some of them have long lives, but the ones that really don't change that much tend to wear down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. It only had like one expansion, and they didn't add new raids. They had like tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, and then Katai dungeons, but no one like no it didn't update. You know what I mean? They had one expansion, and then it just got stagnant, and no one liked the PvP. The PvP system was terrible because thieves just ran everything. You tried to hit a thief and you couldn't hit, well, an assassin, I should say. So you tried to hit an assassin, you couldn't hit them. They had like perma dodge, and if they hit you, they do like a cajillion damage and crit you down.
Yeah, it's hard to be too eager to return to a game when it's like that. When you have one class that's overpowered compared to all the others, it gets very stale, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons I like Guild Wars, is because it's very balanced. There might be like a flavor of the month, like Condi Rev or something like that, but it's for the most part it's pretty consistent.
Yeah, and there's always a counter for each thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think the counter to Condi Rev is like just Guardian in general. They have so many Condi players.
Or Necromancer.
Oh yeah, because they can convert all the boons, right?
Convert to boons, and they can throw the conditions right back at them. Like I had a Revenant that put so many stacks of burning on me, and I just threw it back and watched him die in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, they don't have condition removal. They just have condition apply.
Yeah, you throw in like condition transfer. Like my Scourge has what star 4 is just transfer free conditions, but because the Revenants are really just doing burning a lot, it's just like press button. Yeah. Game over.
Yeah. And I know with Scourge, they apply like a lot of might. Like the Sand Shades apply tons of might. I'd keep 25 stacks in PvE and mostly in PvP too.
Funny thing is, I'm not a Power Scourge. I'm a Condi Scourge.
I actually heard that Condi Scourge was better than Power Scourge.
Depends on the fight. I like it because of its versatility. Like, I still send it into group fights because the character's really good at shredding boons anyway. So it's always helpful in a group. But when caught alone, unlike a dedicated pure group build, just really doesn't care. It's just fighting equally well. Always useful. Which is why when I made the new account for Sanctuary of Morale, the first character I made was the Condition Scourge. Because she was always going to be valid, you know?
True. I heard Power Scourge and Condi Scourge were like one of the best builds for like any like a jack in the box kind of jack of all trades, you know?
Yeah, it's just a good all around character. Does everything well.
I'm thinking about making a Reaper and using Greatsword because I heard that as far as like a melee ball comp, it does so much more damage.
Oh, it's helpful, but you are one trick pony.
Yeah, it's just that's the thing I didn't like about Scourge. Reaper, is that you are a one-trick pony, and the fact that you have all these damage bonuses, but if someone kites you, or you're in 1v1 and someone kites you, or you can't really bomb a group or anything like that. I mean, you have staff, but it's not really the best weapon for something like that.
It's not really the greatest weapon in general, except for the marks. Its actual damage is very poor, but the marks are pretty damn useful.
Yeah, I'm always an axe focus or axe warhorn in PvE because it does so much more damage.
Yeah, Conde Scourge, she runs the staff, which is usually the weapon I'm using at the start of the fight. And it's followed by the Scepter Torch.
Yeah, I know Torch is really good. I like the knockdown on Torch. It's like a 2-second knockdown.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And the burning is not bad, but for power characters, not so useful. But for condition characters, that burns pretty solid. But the real surprise is the duration of the bleed on Scepter 2 on a Condition Scourge. It can be really excessive. So unless they have Conde Cleanse, especially with Thieves, it just stays on. So it's actually surprisingly easy to track, and they're forced to use those skills. Or else they just rack damage. It may not seem like much. Oh, it's only doing like 250, 300 damage per tick. But when it lasts 36 seconds...
Yeah, that's a long time. I mean, you know, especially like conditions. There's like two types of conditions you want. You want the bursty conditions, like the burning and everything, and then you want the lingering conditions that just do the bleeding and the torment, the stuff that just whittles people down. And especially on thieves, like if you burst down a thief with conditions, I think they only have their little teleport to remove 3 conditions, and then they're out of condition removal.
Pretty much. I actually have very little trouble against thieves with my Scourge, and that was actually proven in the we had the arena thing in Banner. We're actually having our characters duel, and even though she doesn't have the greatest equipment, it's just exotic at best, held her own pretty damn well against just about everything. Like, you go into the fight, I hit Spectral Armor, so 33% protection, also pretty chunky. I throw up a barrier straight away, because if you set up your Scourge right, you already have full life force into the fight. That's the case, you can just build it up. We don't even need a target.
Yeah, of course. That's one thing I did realize about my Scourge, is that you build up a lot of life force.
And that's the start of the fight. I start using my AoEs. Fair enough. They're probably alright. They take the damage. They're getting out and they wait for the finish. As they're waiting to finish, I drop marks on myself. So the thief is forced to do ranged attacks only. Swap back to the scepter and I start wearing them down. If they come in closer, they eat all the marks.
Yeah, I started using my marks defensively, just like you're saying, to like really discourage people from going that certain direction. You know, like if you're in like you're boxed in on a point, I'll say, okay, well, I don't want them to come in this direction because it's the high ground or it's an advantageous place to be. So I put my marks there, and they're like, oh, I'm not going there. So they go in the place that's less, damage, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm just going to burst you down because you're close to me.
Pretty much.
Can you think of any other iconic games that you've played over the years?
Ooh, iconic games. That's a funny one. On PC or in general?
Just in general. Xbox, PC, PlayStation, anything. Atari.
Used to love all the Command & Conquers, the Mech Warriors. Played some EverQuest way back when.
Is that the browser game you're talking about?
Which one? The browser game? No, the actual game.
Oh, okay.
EverQuest wasn't Used to play on the Nintendo everything, pretty much on the Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. I had everything. I'm not kidding, everything. Some of them were not the best choices, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I have an emulator on Nintendo 64, and it's really fun.
I was one of the very, very, very few people that had the CD64. You know the attachment at the bottom?
Yeah.
So I had a massive, massive number of games on my 64. Funnily enough, the one I played the most was F-Zero.
Is that the fighter game with the airplanes?
No, it's the racing game.
Oh, okay,
The
Formula Zero.
sci-fi racing game. Yeah, Formula Zero. Still one of the fastest games ever put on console. And I'm not saying fast just because the things are moving and saying kilometers per hour fast. No, like it was, frame rate was excellent. That was a 60 frames per second standard game back then, which was one of very few, so it was really smooth. Might not have had as good graphics as Wipeout, but it never bugs you with, oh look, it's lagging. No. And I believe some people still play it just because of the gameplay. It was bloody fun. And no, just because you didn't have weapons, hyphens, didn't mean that you couldn't kill other races. Trust me, you could. Never doubt the power of being able to shove someone off the track.
Oh, wow.
And it's not like, oh, they got shoved off, they're gonna be brought back like in Mario Kart. No, they're dead. They're out.
I played McCollins Rally Racer or something like that, and it was so much fun. You could like change the spec of your tires if you were on road, if you were on dirt. You could change the pressure. You could change the hydraulics, the shocks. You could change your engine block. You could modify your fender. You know, anything that you could do in real life on a car, you could do in that game.
Cool. It's actually amazing how many good games there have been around. It's a shame that a lot of people remember the bad ones too.
Yeah, have you do you remember those PlayStation and Xbox magazines that had the little DVD in it that was like full of cheats and
Yes.
like special achievements?
Yeah, I remember those. And demos occasionally as well.
Yeah, the demos were my favorite.
Some of them were like real gems. Though I have to say, after all this time, one of those real standouts was one of the strategy games. That was Homeworld. Homeworld was gobsmacking when it came out. Still surprisingly good.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it's a rare case where the developers of the game were given the time, all the time that they wanted to get it done. So the game came out polished. Really beautifully polished. Soundtrack, still amazing to this day. The graphics were spectacular for its time. The storyline was excellent. The gameplay, I believe it was the first truly 3D strategy game ever made. Not like pretend 3D, no, like true 3D.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think one of my favorite games I've ever played was Crash Bandicoot.
That was fun. That really was fun. Good memories.
Yeah.
Actually, I still have my old PlayStation. Go figure, huh?
Yeah,
My
right?
nephew was playing it. It's like it's sure the graphics aren't spectacular nowadays, but the gameplay hasn't gotten any worse. It's still as good as it ever was, and that's saying something. It's just a shame
Yeah, I
that
agree.
there's so many games nowadays that are just going, "Ooh, amazing graphics," but that's not why you're getting a game. You get the game for the gameplay, not for the graphics. If you wanted pure graphics, you'd watch a movie.
Yeah,
Know what I mean?
that's how I feel about RuneScape. You know, I don't play RuneScape because it has amazing 3D graphics and it's got DirectX 12 and all that stuff. I play it because the gameplay is just amazing. Like even throughout the years, I mean, even now in 2020, old school RuneScape is just it's so populated.
Oh, definitely. More so now because apparently it's on Steam. Says you got the mobile gamers that are in there with you. You have the Steam players, which are in there with you, and you have the original group, the PC players. Well, Steam's in PC, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
You get, but that's the thing. It may not have advanced too much in graphics, but as you said, the gameplay is still good, and it's reaching out to more people.
Yeah, that's honestly what I think makes good games. Is I think that's why World of Warcraft does so good, even though the graphics are complete crap. The gameplay is just it gets addicting. I mean, and I think the mount system is really good. I don't like our mount system in Guild Wars 2 because it's like all the good mounts are in the store.
Looks wise or performance wise?
Looks wise, because I know performance wise you can unlock them all.
Well, most of them anyway. You have a little trouble with getting the sky scale if you don't have bloody dragon. That one's kind of locked behind some gems. No dragon strand, no sky scale. No.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But that's the only one. All the other ones are in there. Actually, what else do I play? Elite, Elite 2, Elite Dangerous. Played them all. God, Elite was evil. That game didn't care about how much time you played. It didn't care about it being unfair every so often. It just was.
Now, what'd you do in that game?
It's a space-based game. It's kind of like an RPG, but you're in a starship sort of thing. But it was really, really skill dependent. Like, it didn't give you hand-holding. If you wanted to land in a station, you had to actually fly properly, fly through what was called the letterbox to this day. It's a little gap in the station that was kind of shaped like a sphere. And if you slammed into the actual station, you died.
Oh, that's fun.
So, and the thing was rotating, so fun. With the first Elite, it would sometimes throw you randomly into what's called witch space, and you'd effectively be attacked by aliens and have no way of coming back. So you'd be guaranteed to die. Because cruel.
It's messed up.
It's messed up, but there was no political correctness. It wasn't a case of, oh no, the gamers are going to whinge. No, if you were a player, you knew what you were getting into. They made no qualms about it. They stopped with the whole random you are automatically dead with number 2, but it's still a lot more skill demanding than a lot of other games.
That reminds me of Eve Online.
Another game I play. I have dabbled in just about everything.
Oh, right.
Not though in Eve I played since 2004. Though the count that I ended up spending the most time on was my 2007.
Okay.
I have pretty much tried everything, except flying a Titan, because like hell you were ever going to get me into a super.
Yeah, I remember way back in the day when I was very, almost in my teens, but not really, I went to foster care, and one of my foster guardians, he's like, oh, hey, do you play MMO, RPGs online and stuff like that? And I'm like, yeah, I play, RuneScape and Guild Wars 1 and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, oh, okay, have you tried to play EVE Online? And I'm like, no, I don't really like, sci-fi, science fiction, MMO kind of games and stuff like that. And he's like, well, why don't you play EVE? If you get, to level 30 or something, I get, a ship or some gold or something like that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do it for, a little while. And I only played to the level that he said he needed just to get him... Because it was a refer a friend kind of thing. So I played just to get him the extra drops or whatever that it came with it. And then I quit because I didn't like it. But it was fun. I just didn't... you couldn't get out your ship and there was no character. It was just ships and stuff like that. And I didn't like that.
Well, you do have a character because you do get skill points and you improve through time. So... you get better with the ships that you focus on,
Yeah, but
in effect, the ship becomes.
Yeah, but I couldn't physically see my character though.
No, you can actually.
How? I never learned how to do that.
Like with the character creator, you can actually look at your character. Before they used to have the captain's quarters that you could actually walk around, but stuff happened. It's a real shame that they got rid of that. I like that.
Yeah, I say I don't like sci-fi MMOs and stuff, but I played Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3.
Well, I think it's more the gameplay is the issue as opposed to just necessarily sci-fi.
29 strength. But yeah, I like the fact that you could talk to people, and you could choose Paragon or Renegade and be like, yeah, sure, I'll help you, go in the mines and recover the lost prisoners, and then if you said no, you'd have to duel the guy or something like that.
Pretty much. My Mass Effect is fun. Consequences. Gotta love them. I think the Eve's biggest strength was that it was and still is a sandbox. In the end, you're free to do whatever. Just as long as you understand the consequences of what you're doing to do.
True. I heard once
and I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't the cleanest player ever known.
Ouch.
I wouldn't cheat, no. But I have been known to suicide gank miners. I have been known to randomly attack players in low sec. I have been known to attack players in high sec. Alpha rank transports, I have done that. Yeah, not the nicest player. Not the worst, trust me, but not the nicest. At least I was polite. Verbally.
Hi, I would like to politely kill you.
No, like, if it was a new player, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit of money so you can rebuild eventually. But if it's an older player, it's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna destroy your ship, and then I'm gonna, harvest all of your parts, and I'm gonna, all that good stuff.
Oh, it's not just that. It's, I'd kill your ship and I'll pod you. And I have no qualms about podding. You're gonna lose skill points, you're gonna lose possibly quite a lot of time in game. And it's all gonna be on you because you chose to come here.
Now, were you the one that told me that Maguma came from Eve?
Yes.
Is that
Goons.
is that why they're so like troll?
Yeah. Look up Goon Swarm Federation. That's the goons. That's where they're from. That's why I called them terrible. Funny, but terrible. Why do I know this? Because guess who I flew alongside?
Who?
Them. I flew at the same side as Goon Swarm for ages. I know just how funny and just how terrible they can be.
I swear I thought you were gonna say Monkey for a minute, but he's from TC.
What's that?
I said I swear I thought you were gonna say Monkey, but he's from TC.
No, Monkey wouldn't survive a second in Eve. Well, okay, that's not fair. He would survive a while until he reached low sec and that he'd die horribly. Because he'd annoy people. Actually, he'd probably annoy people enough to shoot him in high sec, so yeah, go figure. No, he's not an Eve player. I think there's some people that have shown the image of the skill curve in EVE Online. It's not a curve.
What is it, like a straight line?
It's a cliff.
It's a cliff. That's funny.
Let's see if I can find the image because it's pretty awful, but it's very accurate. Yeah, man. Observe. It's on Discord, by the way.
I see it. That's too funny. You see the guys that hung themselves.
So accurate. But yeah, there you go.
World of Warcraft,
And
horizontal, vertical progression, POTBS, line curve, Lord of the Rings Online, line curve, Eve the Second Genesis. It's just a cliff.
It goes back on itself. Like, World of Warcraft is just a line. It's a straight gradient. There's no gradient whatsoever. Lord of the Rings, there's a bit more gradient. Pirates of Burning Sea, a bit more. It's more typical of MMOs, but it's just not even close to Eve. What was the number? Someone actually had counted how many ships there are in EVE Online. I think it was like 336, something like that. Somewhere around that number.
Okay.
And as for skills and equipment, pretty much there are millions of different options that you can have. But that also means that if you're a new player and you open the market, you get really overwhelmed really quickly.
Yeah, that was one thing I didn't really understand. But they say in Eve that everything in the game is like made by players. Is that true?
That is correct. There is no actual NPC creation of ships, for example. Every single ship, every single weapon, every single module, etc., is made by players. Except that one blueprints, I believe. But whatever. They have to start with something, you know.
Right.
And I believe in the last update they added something else, but a lot of people are really unhappy about that because that's always been Eve's strength, the fact that just about everything was made by the players. So they're probably going to add something and fix that. Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah, that's awesome how there's no like actual NPC creation, you know? That must be
in early days that was really difficult because no one could really get in anything bigger than a frigate in those really early days because they couldn't really get the materials and everything. But once the game got going and once people, the miners, the industrialists, started getting things together, a lot more options opened up, and it's just been opening up more and more since. And one thing I did find about that game, and it's something I do say to new players that I am not randomly killing. In the end, you don't really pick the ship or the ship to use. The ship picks you. You're eventually going to find one that just clicks with you so well with its gameplay.
okay, like a soulbind kind of thing.
Something like that. Like, in my case, I expected when I played the game that I'd like the battle cruisers, the battleships, that sort of thing, you know? I expected that they were going to be my thing. And I tried them out, and whatever. And then, randomly for, like, PvP operation, they were trying to get some stuff together, and I decided to go for an arbitrator, just a little cruiser, right?
Right.
And of all things, that cruiser clicked with me. I ended up getting like 7 or 8 kills with the ship. It was a solid run. Then I got the next one. Well, after that one got blown up, it was easily replaced. And I got more kills. And the next one, more kills. I'm up to number 7 in this line, and the latest one, yeah, it's still alive, it's still kicking, it's been upgraded into what's called a Force Recon, a Tech 2 version of the same ship. So it's stealthy, so it just goes around cloaked, utterly undetected, waiting for people to do horrible things too.
That's funny.
So yeah, it's not the biggest ship by far. It's definitely not. It's a smaller ship. It's just a cruiser-sized ship, but it has the ability to choose its fights so incredibly well that it dictates the entire engagement once it gets going. I know what I'm going to be fighting. They don't. I know when I'm going to be fighting. They don't. I know how I'm going to be fighting. They don't.
So you just like pop out of stealth and like scout somebody.
I stay stealth the whole time, so I'm warping stealth, I'm moving stealth. I only get decloaked if I end up within about 2 kilometers of a ship for any reason. But the thing is, my optimal fighting range is between 5 and 10. And they have 5 seconds from when I start to decloak to when I latch onto them to react.
Okay.
5 seconds is nothing in EVE Online,
Right.
when it doesn't automatically show you right next to the ship. You're not like, oh, there's this, like, I don't know, a giant or dragon next to me. It's not like an NPC just showing next to you. That's 5 to 10 kilometers away. It don't show up easily on your view screen. You see me in the overview, but only if you're focused on the overview. And you don't see me as, oh, I am an enemy. It just pops up, oh, there's one more thing out here, you know? And then you get locked, and by then it's already too late. I've already got the web, which slows you down. I got the scram, which shuts off your propulsion systems. I'm already draining your energy, so you can't have a tank. And odds are, I am fighting you because I saw that you're a turret ship, so your guns no longer work. Have fun.
Oof. Now I see what you're saying when you say you really know your stuff in EVE.
Yeah, that's the reason why my win to loss ratio is like 94%. Like, it's effectively 18 to 1, something like that.
Okay.
So if you fight me, you have a 1 in 19, 1 in 20 chance of surviving. Not good odds for you.
No, those are not good odds. What is it, like 5%, something like that?
Yeah, you have a 4 or 5% chance of surviving. When I got into a fight, I meant it, and I do mean it. I choose my fight. I might not get as many kills as some of the other PvP players, but when I latch on, someone will die.
Oh, hey, I'm playing pinball now in RuneScape.
Ah, hey! I remember that one.
You gotta poke damn pillars. There we go. Alrighty, we're getting somewhere. Eight scoring, 2 more.
Let me think. I'm just trying to remember what was the biggest scalp I ever had as far as super concerned.
Oh shit, I got 5 emeralds.
Oh, shiny. It's not bad for effectively just a little thing to pass the time.
Yeah, what was it, like 2 minutes?
I'm gonna be honest, RS3's biggest problem is it's made things too easy to get, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
Like, back when it was equivalent to what old school RuneScape is now, my character was really valued because of the difficulty of actually getting the smithing to that degree, to get the mining to that degree. Crafting, all that sort of thing. That was actual serious effort to get there, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Mining was one of my favorite skills to train.
I was also one of the most insistent miners back then. Like, you'd have this like little honestly, I was just like a little level 7 character, right? Just running around in the very early days. But I'd sneak into the Falador mine, run past the scorpions, and start stealing the coal from much higher level characters. Like, I'd beat them to the mining, all of it, and I kept doing it.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'd use the examines to see when the coal would open up, and I'd kind of get the pattern and the timing, and I'd go and take it on timing for each one.
Yeah, I did adamant farming and rune farming in the wilderness.
Yeah, cool.
But I also did U training and Oakwood training near the Grand Exchange.
Nice, shiny. Yeah, that brings back memories. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, but eventually I got to mining. I think it was on like after about 2 days, 3 days, I was already in the mining guild, which is something made things a little easier. Then I used all the materials that had built up to get my smithing up to almost the same level. Not quite as high, but almost the same level. And that's when I made the character into the attack defense pure that I was talking about before. But again, since I could make my own equipment, no fear, you know. As for the whole pike thing, why in the world was I using pikes? Because I still had to get my fishing up. That was pretty much the gist of it.
Alright, man, I'll be right back. I have to start cooking for my two sisters. All I have to do is put the chicken patties in the mini oven, and I'll be right back.
Alrighty, no rush.
Open the door. Can you close it? Okay. Alright, I'm back. How's it going?
Not too bad. Ever get the odd feeling that the other reason why almost no one accepts the free stuff that they give away is because my character, well, look, looks like that.
Oh, that's pretty cool. What table is that?
It's a rest animation. She makes tea.
Oh, that's cool.
But, yeah, free stuff from Demon. But not at all tainted, no. No conditions. Took a bit to get the look though. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I can imagine. What skin is that?
Okay. The horns and lower body actually come from an oddments reward. It's just a free skin, which is pretty cool. The wings, I saved up money to get the bonds to get the rune coins. That's another set. But the armor is actually a reward. It's a loyalty reward that actually came. It allows you to bind an item to save it as a skin, and this is actually a armor from Dungeoneering. So I actually have fractal equipment, Dungeoneering equipment, outside in the normal game.
That's really cool. Yeah, your character looks great.
Also has a scorpion tail, so I went the full way with the look. At least it means that my character is not one that you'd easily miss.
Right.
You did recognize the characters pretty quickly. Just the fact that there's a lot of stuff that is not that readily accessible. And it's also the combination of equipment as well. Like, unless you're intentionally trying to have that look, you've probably got nothing close to that. Especially with the usual stuff where people just go, hey, I'm going to be as colorful and blatant as possible, and it just hurts the eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how people feel about my character in Guild Wars, because I have I've got the confetti infusion, the chalk infusion, double peerless, Night Fury, and it's like just pixel aids.
But it's not as bad as Gross Incandescence.
Oh
That
yeah.
character, oh god, my eyes. Oh god.
Yeah, that was so
I'm
bright.
sorry. That is possibly the most well-named character in the guild. Easily.
What, gross incandescence?
But also the most painful to look at. Yeah, but also the most painful to stare at. Oh god. Pure. Just in case we have a watcher that doesn't play Guild Wars for some reason and is just staring here, Gross Incandescence is a character in Guild Wars 2 that is effectively the walking surface of the sun. AKA just maximum brightness, maximum glow, maximum just about everything. Pretty much destroys your vision just because they walk across the screen.
Yeah, he said he had every slot with the photoluminescence.
Yep, every single one. Plus had the stuff to actually change appearance. You know, the costume things. but because they catch all the attributes plus any auras and like, it's just yeah, it's eye killing, especially when it maximizes its size as well. So it's filling your damn screen. Ah, God. Oh, and the mount is also incredibly bright. It's also surface of the sun worthy. Because why not? Why not destroy the vision of all your enemies and your friends and random passers-by? Who needs vision? A more interesting question is, how has he not destroyed his own eyes with a character like that?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I had to help my little sister with her phonics. My 6-year-old sister, she's in ABC Mouse, and then my 12-year-old sister, she's in K through 12 online schooling.
Huh, cool.
Yeah, my mom was really concerned with all the mass shootings and everything that were going on. She didn't want them to be in public school. And, the bullying and all that kind of stuff. And she didn't want her learning about certain things, too early.
Oh, right, you're in the... Right, the other side of the planet.
Yeah, right? But, thankfully I haven't heard about any recent mass shootings, so, because of Corona or whatever, so I'm glad that's going on.
That's a positive, if you can even call it a positive. Hey.
Yeah, I just don't understand why that's like, I don't know, like it's like fetishized in our society. Like, if you want to kill yourself, I'm not saying you should, but don't hurt other people and bring other people down while you're doing it.
Exactly, but I don't know. I guess those people just want attention for a brief moment before they're gone, but just the worst way of doing it.
Yeah, I really can't stand that.
Nah. I don't think anyone should really be standing for that, or would be standing for it. And not any normal person anyway. And I'm using normal in the proper sense. Normal as in does not intentionally go out to hurt themselves. Normal. Not ordinary, normal. Just because you're normal doesn't mean you're ordinary. Doesn't mean you're boring. It just means you don't hurt yourself.
Did you ever hear about that streamer that threatened some guy online? He said, "Oh, I'm gonna shoot up a school or whatever," and he got like 5 years in prison.
Yeah. Yeah. This is why you don't make actual threats, especially recorded threats.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is.
After getting all those infusions and stuff, and I got muted one time, and I was like, okay, this can't happen again, because I was PvPing, right, and I was just trash talking so hard, and I got muted in Guild Wars 2, and I'm like, you know what, never again. I'm gonna be a good boy. I'm gonna help people. I'm not gonna trash talk anymore. Most of the time, I turn my chat off, and I just don't even say anything.
Yeah, it's better to refrain, given the choice.
No, I agree. I don't want to get my account banned,
I run by the adage, actions, not words.
And most of the time, I'll be really tempted to trash talk people, And I'm like, is it worth it? Do you want to get banned? You know, will they report you? Things like that. So I just don't engage in it anymore. And like you said, actions speak louder than words. This one guy was like, oh, you're gonna lose, you're bad, blah blah blah, you know, etc., talking in map chat. And I'm just sitting here over here like, I'm wiping this guy every time, and we're winning team fights, and we're just naturally winning, you know.
Yep. Funny thing is, if I fight someone 1v1 and it's a decent fight and I win, I don't do anything to them, no trash talk, no nothing. I just bow, and that's it. If it's not an even fight and I absolutely wipe them, I don't do anything. That's it. Done. If they want to try to trash and everything and they lose, they're the ones that embarrass themselves. Pure and simple, and that's it. If you trash talk, you either look like a douche or a moron, and it's not a good mix. It's like, you know what I mean?
No, I completely understand. People just don't understand. Like, you're spending all this time typing, and I'm just over here capping points, you know?
Mm-hmm. Actually, on that subject, I had someone complaining about me while I was doing a PvP match. Oh, it's not helping in anything. And here I am just trying to get stuff done, trying to get the Lord through because it was those lane things. I was actually helping him fight, but it wasn't too obvious about it. Top of the team, surprising no one.
Oh, right?
And yes, we won. It wasn't like, oh, top of the team, but we still lost. No, we won. Because I was the guy that put in the effort and got the bloody Lord right through to death. So, I also right through to their Lord. Because you guys were messing around in the middle, not helping. But at least you were a distraction.
Yeah, distractions are good.
Yeah, but it was unnecessary to be trash talking the person that was actually trying to get the win for you and got the win for you. What did they gain from that?
Nothing.
No. I'm gonna be honest, EVE Online helped a lot with that.
Oh, yeah,
You don't trash talk in EVE. You don't trash talk in EVE. You just become an embarrassing kill mail if you do.
I've seen those really big clan fights, and people like lose frigates and stuff. And I'm just like, how do you come back from losing a frigate? Like, I mean, how many credits is it to get just one frigate?
Frigate is cheap. I think you're talking about Titans.
Oh yeah, the
Titans,
really big ships.
Yeah, you lose a Titan because the how they come back from that is that the Titans are built by a very large corporations. It's a group effort to put them together. It's not really one person's effort.
Okay, that makes sense.
Unless the person's, you know, like an absolute psychopath. And again, it's one of the reasons why I never wanted to be in a super of any sort. It's one critical fault with the super carriers, well, back then motherships, and Titans. One above all others. They cannot dock. Or back then, they could not dock. Anyway, they couldn't dock to a station. They're too big.
So what do they do? Just log off, or how'd you store your ship?
You either log off, or you make an alt whose only reason for existing is for you to leave your ship and have your ult sit in your Titan and hold on to it. Those were the only options. Now, as interesting as it may have been to have earned a super carrier, and I had enough money for one, or a Titan, again, I had an opportunity. I refused in both cases because I didn't want my gameplay limited. Nor did I want to be paying for another account just to hold on to a ship that I would only use for those situations. Just too specialized for not much gain, for personal gain, honestly. The highest I went was with a carrier and a dreadnought. And I was happy there. Especially with my carrier. I love my carrier.
Right. Did you ever do those clan wars or fact? Was it like corporation wars?
Yeah. I went in. Yeah, I had gone into full-blown wars. And I'm going to be honest, it was really fun flying my Logi. But good God, was it intense.
Yeah, I heard it was really pixelated because of all the ships exploding.
It's not pixelated, it's time dilations. It slows things down. And it does make things easier if you're logistics. But I should show you a video of just what it entails. It is not easy. You've heard of Rooks and Kings?
No.
They're an even line corp that was always based around a few good players matching up against many less skilled players. They always went for quality over quantity. But it's not just because of ships, but because of their teamwork and how they work together. And there's still a byword for like sheer talent at the game. And they have like really good videos to show what they do. It's insane.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I know that once you get really high into the corporations, it's a lot more complicated than people may think.
Yeah. That's the thing. When you have a game that gives you so many options, it also means that there is also an equal amount of complexity. And it's not like some other games where, oh yeah, you have a group and you talk about it and da-da-da. These really do act like corporations, you know?
Yeah.
These aren't led by the blind or the daft. The dumb people tend not to have corps for very long. Or at least not serious ones, you know? The ones that do really well, the ones that got the wealth to actually do extra things, to actually have an impact, the ones that get the really good fights or actually get good victories, they need an infrastructure, they need a base to them. And that requires organization.
Yeah, I can imagine, hundreds of ships, going in on one target, blowing up planets and, farming and mining and killing everybody in ships, and that takes a lot of coordination.
Oh yeah, and especially with some of the really big alliances, because you have corporations that form as almost like members in an alliance, which is an even bigger version. Like Goomswarm Federation is an alliance that includes Goomswarm and a whole bunch of others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they may be terrible, don't get me wrong. Absolutely terrible people. But you cannot fault their organization despite that. Their industrial base was... I say was because they lost a lot of their space relatively recently. Was formidable. It really was. Well, we're not talking about we have a few people in minus. No, like they had full-blown operations that would strip solar systems of every rock in there. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
They had moon mining. They had moon mining stations that were draining moons of materials to fund their entire alliance. They had money pretty much flying out of their ears, but it's not. There's so much organization required for that.
Yeah, true. Especially
because they had the members. Because they had the members and the organization, this was actually an actual thing. They completely destroyed the market for one type of ice and sold all of it in the entire game at marked up prices to improve their profit margin.
yes.
Because their infrastructure was so massive, no
I
player
can't hear you. What'd you say?
ever even think about playing
Oh, thank you.
to that. It's not. It's like what you were doing with the thing that people didn't want to do. Except this was
Alexa,
a
drop out.
alliance of thousands of people that had so much pooling power, so much ability to influence things that it didn't care how popular the thing that they were doing was. They just overmatched it. Like,
Yeah.
can you picture the amount of organization required to be on the ball with every bit of this material in every single system for this section of the game that might have it?
Yeah, that's crazy because I know those zones are huge.
We're talking about like 100, 200 systems, all with individual markets that got completely controlled so they could have a profit. Like, yeah. That's Goonswarm. Funny, but terrible, but never fought their ability to organize. When they had their minds to something, just like in Guild Wars with their obsession with Bloody Stone Mist, when they put their minds to it, Jesus Christ, try stopping them.
Right. Hey, I'll be right back. Our chicken patties are done. I have to go feed the girls.
Alright. Oh yeah, before I head off, if you do open your RS3 account for a little bit, I will pass you the maces. I just made them.
Okay, yeah, I can do that right now, actually.
World 108, right next to the Baroque teleport.
Okay, I'm on my way.
It'll be very hard for you to miss the character. You know, tea drinking demon and all.
No, I completely understand. You look sweet. It's taking me a little while because I gotta do my authentication code. You said World 108?
Yep, World 108.
Oh, Australia. That makes sense.
Yeah, you'd hope it was that. It's also quieter, so if I wanted to chill, I'll just chill here. If I want the more crowds, I'll go to a busy American server. You know, American hours and everything. Or European hours in the morning for me.
Alright, I'm teleporting to Varric right now.
Alright, I am trying to find which one yours is.
I'm a Tashushima. I see you drinking tea.
There we go. Yeah, 203,000 coins, and I just made it because I felt like it.
Thank you very much.
That's what happens when you have a character that makes everything. Just money is no longer a factor, you know? Oh, expensive equipment. I don't care. But you're very welcome.
I'm gonna go bank these right now.
But yeah, bit of a surprise those ones. And look at the stats. Like they've got the same performance as the daggers and the scimitars and the same attack speed.
Yeah, I see that. What are the rune item tokens for? Because I have a lot of those.
I'm not entirely sure anymore. Actually, it's been a while. You might be able to get some free rune equipment, but it's not as good as the plus threes.
Yeah, true.
Though I can upgrade your rune equipment if you felt like it, but it takes a little while. Like to upgrade a set of rune plate, for example, would take about 10 minutes. That's all I ask in the end. Just be patient. I'll upgrade it for you for free. Just give me time. And it's not wasted time for me because I'm getting experience out of it. Quite a bit, actually. That's my payment.
Okay. But yeah, I'll go ahead and I'm gonna go do the chicken patties. And I don't know if you're. Are you getting off right now?
I think I gotta be on for another half an hour or so.
Okay, yeah, I'll be
So if you
right
want
back.
me to make something, you tell me ahead of time so I can actually start working on it.
Okay, yeah. Do you want I can get the rune tokens and get some more maces if you want.
It's up to you what you want made, honestly. Do you want more maces? Do you want me to make you a better scimitar? Do you want a better dagger? I don't know.
Yeah, I have all my rune 200 swords are plus 3, so I don't know what else you can make because my character's 1 defense. I don't need armor.
Let me have a look.
Alright, I'll be right back. Thank you.
No problem.
Alright, I'm back.
I'll come back.
Thanks. Yeah, I've got.
To believe, in all this time, I only managed to make one more of the rune mace. It takes a while. But there's another one. Just go to the Varrock Forge near the bank, and I'll pass to the next one.
Okay, sure.
I'm focusing more on the main hand mace because that's the one with the prayer bones. So, offhand's cool, but you can replace it with just about any other offhand. It's your call. It's the main hand, the one that matters. As for the other equipment, yeah, just throw me something and I'll work on it. At least do a hop off. The West Forge, that is, not the East one.
Okay, I'm logging in. Where you at again? What'd you say?
Varrock, the forge just below the West Bank. Same world, 108. Yep, just run into that building.
Thanks again.
Wait a couple minutes and I'll have the next one then.
Okay, cool.
It's currently a +2. I'm going to try and upgrade it to a +3 right after. The advantages of being a living forge. I will say that some equipment is a little trickier to replace than others. And now it's last stage.
I do see the prayer bonus.
Yep. It's from the main hand. So if you swap the offhand, with any other weapon, it should maintain the prayer bonus. So it allows you to, you know, swap and choose. But yeah, it's probably the best of the smaller weapons overall. It's nice to mix with two-hander. By the way, strength amulet, I make those.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But look at my character's stats. She's very well rounded. See what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Another trade offer.
Thanks again.
And work on another one. Projects. And this is giving me about 10,000 experience overall per mace to get through the whole process. So I'm definitely getting XP for this.
Wow, a 10-year veteran cape?
Yeah. When I say this character's been around a while, yeah, she has. My first character has the 15-year cape.
Wow.
Huh. Bronze helmet. Let me check something out of curiosity. Nah, they can't be upgraded. It was just out of curiosity, I was having a look. Leather gloves, leather boots. Come on.
Yeah, then I got monk's robes.
The other advantage of actually having the smithing up is I make the gloves and boots as well, which aren't necessarily so easy to get.
Okay.
It's actually kind of funny how fast I get bronze equipment done. It's like, done.
Does it even make the ding noise?
It barely makes a ding noise. The upside is it doesn't penalize your melee.
Upgrade!
You want to wait for the next mace, or you're cool?
Sure.
And you have some other people like, oh no, this is so expensive. It's 50,000 gold coins, and I'm just like, yeah, I know, making 100,000 gold weapons for just nothing. 0k.
How do you get the rune bars?
Oh, I mind it.
Yeah, I thought so.
Rune's really easy to get now. Well, when you have really ridiculous mining ability, and my dungeoneer is enough to actually go into that hidden location that has the coal equivalent for them. So for me, it's really simple to actually put it together. Well, for someone that doesn't have that, it's a pain in the rear.
True.
Right now, I use with those three maces in the offhand, about 100 rune bars to put them together. And yet, I can go into the mining area for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and have it all back, and just do it all over again.
Yeah, you're very self-sufficient.
And it also gives me a bit of an advantage if I want to PvP, because I have PvP loaded. It's not like, oh, you're bringing just a couple of equipment. No, I bring loaded, and that gives me a massive advantage in the actual fight. There's no one area that I'm going to be lacking. Sure, they'll get something, but again, I don't care because I make this stuff. What do I really lose? Some time? I don't mind that. I come from EVE Online.
Yeah, where do you go for fights in RS3? I can't ever find any.
You know the bot area, the where they getting like divinity orbs, divinity thing.
Yeah, I know.
In the
in the wilderness.
Yeah, you find people there all the time. You get a lot of people that are hunting the bots, but you also have a lot of people that are just doing other things. You can get a fight there. Especially if you in the skull and crossbones.
I thought it was just bots over there.
You get people that are hunting the bots. You have people that are hunting bots. Just make sure you go to the right world for that. Swap around a bit if you want. Ooh, distracted. Oh yeah, I have yet to add you. I don't know, say hello or something. Trade.
Thank you.
Do you want another one? Still have a little time.
Sure.
Yeah. Can never have too many weapons on a PvP character.
Here, I'm adding you right now.
Yeah, doing the cosmetic appearance thing too, or are you actually using those weapons?
I don't know how to do the cosmetic appearance. I've never done that before. I'm just using rune daggers. That's like anything you see is what I actually use.
Alrighty. Do you want to pass me one of those daggers?
Sure.
Alright, give me a moment. You can hold on to this baby mace while I take care of it. Baby mace because it's still being worked on. I like daggers. Very underappreciated.
Yeah, before I learned about the maces from you, I thought rune daggers were the best to PvP with the two-hander.
Yeah. Honestly, as long as you have the mace as the main hand with those fast weapons, you pretty much go with whatever. I'd probably actually suggest that you go main hand mace, offhand dagger.
Okay.
That way you get the full prayer bonus, but you still get the stabbing from the dagger. It's a good pair. And it actually looks nice when you're actually using them. It's rather funny. Better call the rune mace a baby mace now.
A baby mace?
God, my stat. Yeah, the rune mace is now a baby mace. Actually, speaking of baby mace, when I was temporarily members not that long ago, I had another little stint. That's my really high construction. I made orichalcum equipment plus 3. They're as good as dragon.
As good as dragon base?
So yeah, my character, when she's members, can make dragon equipment effectively.
Oh wow!
Actually, she can make up to Bane armor, Bane weapons. So that's level 80 requirement weapons. She can't even get close to using the stage below that.
I noticed all your gear.
Much better smith than she is a fighter.
Your gear is awesome. You got rune med helm. You got the chain body.
Yep, but it's the RS3 version, so they got the full performance of the entire set. So the chain body is as good as the plate. And every single bit made by the character. With, exception of the cape and the ring, for obvious reasons. Like, even the amulet, well, I can't make it now that I'm free. When I was members, I actually was making them quite a lot, so I had a stockpile. Can't say that wasn't a bad idea.
Is it good gold?
Decent gold, but what really makes my money is the limpwood run.
Yeah.
So this is like the hobby. The character's hobby is making weapons, but when the actual job is collecting limpwood, which, as I said, it's like 2 million an hour. Your dagger back? One of them at least. And send me back the baby mace.
Baby mace. I really appreciate this, man.
Oh, you will. And stab people for me.
I will.
Alright, time to turn your dagger into another little dagger. Doo-doo. Actually, speaking of daggers and forging and everything, mining, I need to sell like 1,500 bars of mithril.
Jeez, that's a lot of mining and smithing.
You'd be surprised how quickly I mine mithril. It's almost ridiculous. If you saw the pickaxe that I actually have, like, as a free account, it gets visually downgraded, but it's a Bane +4. Like, it's one of the best pickaxes you can get in the game, members or not. Pretty much, if I go mine mithril, I mine it with one hit most of the time. So each time I hit, I get a mithril. I'd say, like, for every 4 hits, I'll get 3 myth, 5 hits, 4 myth, sort of thing. And occasionally I get a double hit, so it rounds out to every hit a myth effectively. Mithril has its perks. It is the lightest piece of armor, so you can run further with that than any other armor type. But that's just putting a lot of into defense, and that doesn't work on a pure, so no.
True. I actually thought about not training prayer, but I wanted the +1.
Prayer is useful though.
I mean, you're not wrong.
My character's got it at 48, but that's pretty much as high as I ever want to go with it, because it lasts a really long time, especially because of the bonus, because of my weapon choice. It may look like a sword, it's not a sword. I am using double mace. So it lasts a while. I have all the resistances I need. I have all the bonuses I'll get on the free account anyway. I'm not gonna jimp my level anymore for no real benefit except for a few more seconds. No.
Yeah, that's one
By
thing.
the time it's going to...
That's one thing I learned about. There's a RuneScape calculator you can use for your combat levels, and I kept using that during the time that I was training.
Oh, here's your other dagger. Now, slightly improved.
Awesome. It's no longer a baby dagger.
No longer a baby dagger. Now to make the mace, no longer a baby mace. And no, this will not cost at the price is not your immortal soul. My character just looks like a demon. She's not actually a... Well, she does hate Saradomin though. Guess that sort of counts? I don't know. He's an asshole.
Status here to help.
Sarah Doman's an asshole, not the character.
Yeah, I just saw what your status was. And your title is of the godless.
Yeah, because it used to be of Goofix, but Goofix is dead. So she's godless because her god is dead.
True.
And you can actually tell because she does have the house thing. And she has a little church at the front. And if you go into the little church, you actually see an altar to Goofix. But now it's more like a memorial as opposed to, you know. It's actually kind of sad that a lot of people, when they had the event of Zamorak vs. Sarah Doman, pick Sarah Doman's side, when he's actually a massive asshole.
No, I agree.
Like, if you actually read some of the backstory, he actually drove Goofix's people to effectively extinction. Goofix was the only survivor because they didn't want to follow him into war because they were peaceful.
Makes sense.
How's that for messed up? Yeah, how's that for messed up?
Hello?
It's like the ends justify the means? Not really. No, not when you go to that depth. God of life, but not God of good. No. By comparison, Zamorak's a lot nicer because he's doing it for progress. Chaos, but progress.
Yeah. Did you see my
something?
Did you see my strength level?
I actually can't check because you got it to completely private as opposed to private.
Oh
friends
yeah,
only.
that's right. I did that for so people couldn't expect me when I was PvPing.
Yeah, but you can set it up for friends only, so your friends can see it, but no one else can. So it's still completely private, but the people that know you can actually check.
Do you know
because
how?
odds are you're not going to be stabbing them.
Oh right. Do you know how to change that?
Give me a moment. Setting. No. Wait. When you look at your character, you check your character stats. I believe it's summary, my examine, and you put privacy to friends only. Me, I really don't care because, well, I'm just putting things together. Hello. The mace is all grown up and ready to murder people.
Brings a tear to my eye.
Do it in Mushu's voice.
And whose voice?
Mushu, Mulan. The little dragon.
Oh yeah. It brings a tear to my eye. Alright, I found out. I see my examine. Status PKing, privacy, nobody, friends only. Okay, you can look at it now.
I believe it's that.
But you see my
Yes, that's the one. The Discord link is that clip. You see it?
Yeah, I'm clicking on it right now.
Maybe I'll be strong people.
Isn't that Eddie Murphy?
Good question, but there you go. That's the voice I was thinking.
Oh, okay. My little baby, off to destroy people.
There's another one that has the other bit, but it's a similar one. I like the character, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I watched too many movies with my niece and nephew. It has to be said though, that makes it a pretty brutal weapon.
You gotta bash somebody till they're dead? I mean, come on.
With spikes!
Yeah, with spikes. Have you seen the bladed maces before?
Yep.
Now that's brutal.
Beautiful things. Very effective.
They say,
you know, seriously though, as actual weapons, they're pretty much like the weapons to use against armored opponents.
Yeah,
because their armor does nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the reason why maces were invented was because swords were having a problem cutting through chainmail and full-plated armor. And when they started forging, iron armor, steel armor, stuff like that, they had problems getting through to the underneath, So they said, hey, we'll just bash them to death. So they just crushed the armor.
And it works. They're not very... There's not much finesse, they're not the most skillful weapons, but can't fault the results.
Yeah, they say besides wielding the mace, they say it uses like the least amount of strength required to actually damage somebody. I watched something on the History Channel that said that.
Yep. The strength is more to stop the weapon if you miss, but to actually do the damage, a lot of it's just with the swing because it's got so much momentum.
Yeah, true. They said it takes way more force to actually like slice something than it does to just crush it with a mace.
Yep. It's just a really good weapon. Its downside is its reach, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and back in like the Crusader times, they were down on trained soldiers. So like in order to do the sword fighting, it required a lot of technique. Thank you. It required a lot of technique to actually sword fight, But they just threw maces at people. Hey, here's a mace, here's a mace, here's a mace. Just swing it, And it was so much easier to do that. You can deposit it to the forge.
Yeah, all my my steel is in there. All my bars are in there. I've got like another 450 rune bars just sitting in the forge.
That's awesome.
Metal bank. That's a baby mace.
Little baby mace.
Now to make a child mace.
Then a teenage mace and an adult mace.
Yep. Now, when I first made this character, I had a few friends that were still playing this pretty regularly, and I built the character originally, not just the, being able to make everything she used, but also to actually supply them because they were very PvP focused. So this is bringing back a lot of good memories.
That's good, I'm glad. RuneScape for me in general, old school RS3, it just brings back so many memories I have when I was little. Or even just in general.
Yeah, it's nostalgia. It's good nostalgia.
Yeah, I agree.
But this is gonna be my last mace because it's starting to get really late here.
What time is it over in Australia right now, anyways?
Very late. It's almost 3:30, but I already slept something in the afternoon, so that's why I wasn't particularly sleepy.
Okay, yeah, it's 1:30 over here. PM.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a 10-hour difference.
Yeah.
I'm in the future. No, wait. No. 14 with you, actually.
Yeah, I thought it was larger because Genie and them are in
Other way around. Yeah, so it's 14-hour difference with me and you, and I believe it's relatively less for them.
Yeah, it's 12 hours for them. It's exactly 12 hours. That's how I'm like so timely with the raids, because I know exactly what time it is for them.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's 1:30 p.m. for me, it's 1:30 a.m. for them, you know?
Yeah, that's really easy. It's 12 hours difference. It's a little finicky with this. Actually, you know something interesting? Like, I'm Chilean by birth, South American Chile by birth. I found out that a friend that I had known for quite a while, online mostly, we had met in person once, for a little bit, while it was over. We actually decided to try and calculate, we share the same birthday, but we decided to try and calculate like what time. He always thought that I was a bit older because, I lived in Australia, but I wasn't born here. We did the math, and we were born about 3 hours apart.
Oh, wow.
Alright, last mix.
Thank you very, very much. You helped me out a lot.
How much is that in equipment? I really should check that.
It's, let me examine. So 102, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 510k. I'm surprised you don't make gold this way.
I make more with limp words.
Oh,
That's the
true.
insane bit.
You did say that.
Like, I can make money with just smithing, but I can make more with limp words. So this is a hobby. It's like finding someone that's just like a professional sportsman. It's like, oh, he's making a lot of money with ads and everything. It's like, oh, yeah, you must be happy with the amount you're making. It's like, no. I don't do this for the money. I'm getting more from all the property I actually own. It's like, wait, what?
Oh, right.
I'm doing this for fun. It's like, Jesus. It's not the best analogy, but it's like you can picture Bill Gates if he was a professional tennis player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's making money, but the money he's making on the other side is so much more that it's just...
Or like Donald Trump, how he's president, but he owns like billion-dollar companies.
Pretty much.
Like, I'm just doing this for the power and the respect. I don't really care about the money or the country or anything.
Pretty much.
But I really appreciate you getting these maces for me, and I appreciate you being on stream with me. It made it a lot less lonely.
You're welcome. It's good to have company, instead of, you know. That was fun talking to yourself.
Oh,
it's not a
right?
stream, but it's nice having some. Oh god, my wrist is starting to grow.
Do you need prayer, EXP?
No, I'm actually more than set. Because again, I'm at the level that I want to be. I don't want to go higher.
Okay.
And I'm actually a little bit nervous about that because I only need 4,000 more for the next level. I don't want next level. I really don't get anything from it. I get 10 more prep points, but that's it. I don't get new skills, I don't get improved anything. Everything else is members. If I was a members character, it would actually matter. But because I'm not, then it's just duration and nothing more.
Hey, this portable skilling pack, when you use it, does it disappear?
Yeah. It eventually wears down.
Oh, okay.
So just hold on to it. It's good for getting you a lot of XP relatively quickly, but...
Yeah, I was gonna tan my cowhide to have like 3k.
Let's see, what do I still have left? Checking my stocks. I have 280 bronze bars, 777 iron bars. That is oddly specific. 103 steel, 1,511 mithril. I have no idea why. 223 adamant, another 400 runite, 32 necronium.
base looks awesome.
It's nice. It also helps that it actually has the handle, so it sort of resembles a sword. And the grip.
Yeah, I see that.
As for why I have had so much mithril, it was the yak thing.
No.
The event going on. It's a yak track thing.
Okay. What about it?
For one of the requirements, you had to mine 1,200 of something. It could be as long as it was at least like coal tier. And I was just like, well, since I mine mithril with every hit, and the mining rock is literally next to the bank deposit. Literally, like my character just turns around and shoves it straight into the bank deposit. It's pretty funny. I just ended up doing that and ended up with so much mithril that I figured, you know what, I just might as well smelt it all into bars and, sell it eventually.
Alright, I'm gonna hop back on OSRS.
And I just made 750,000.
From what? The mithril?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you basically just made all your money back.
Yeah, more than that. That's the advantage of having really good support skills. You can still go full, like, pure. But it's nice having support skills as well, to just fund it. Even if I couldn't go into like the engineering area, I could still actually make solid chunks of money either with the mithril smelting, which I did for a while. The other thing is actually just tanning dragonhide. Just get the maximum 10k you get each day of the hide and have it all tanned and resell it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And with that, if memory serves, I would get an couple meal at least, and that's just I just do that once a day and I'd be set. Again, not much effort, not much time, and well, there maybe a little bit of effort because you still have to run with 28 hides each time to tan them in the line.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, there are a surprising amount of options to actually make money.
Yeah, especially in RS3.
With RS3, I didn't, often enough, I didn't even know what to spend the gold on, Like the pickaxe that I have, the bare knife one, is like, it's 470k to buy one. It's like, oh, okay, so chump change.
Yeah, drop in the bucket.
I can make it all up in the time that it takes the food to arrive with delivery from across the street. God, it's a terrible place to be, honestly. You know how the whole thing where only the people that have to work really hard for the money really appreciate how much it's worth.
Yeah.
I think I've lost plot there. It's become so easy that I've lost the value of the actual gold in the game. To me, it's like inconsequential now. So I just go around and chill and do my own thing. Care about it as much as well. A cow does of chewing grass. Like, oh, grass to chew.
That's funny you're talking about cows. I'm actually murdering cows right now.
That's why I said
You know that that Fractal 18 Trim 10 or whatever her name is?
Hmm?
Well, I actually started to feel bad for Horik, cause like the way he said Captain just it hit my heart somehow. Like every time he's like Captain, like I'm gonna do what you say, but I feel really bad doing it. And every time he died, I'm like, no, we killed Horik.
he's loyal.
I just hate how Hort has to die and then Trim Min or whatever it gets to live and surrender.
My Trim lives.
Yeah.
Seems unfair.
It does.
He's more likable. Honestly, he's really likable. Sure, he's trying to kill you, but he's likable.
Yeah, when I was farming the Fractal for the box of goods, I started to feel really bad for killing him.
So I'm gonna get some shit.
Alright, man, good night. Thanks a lot for your help.
My pleasure. And if you catch me on, odds are I'm gonna have a lot more rune again. So just if you mind, just say the word. With one exception, there is one group of items that I can't quite make it.
What's that?
It's Blue Dragon Hide. I still have a little bit of work on that.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. I'm not gonna do any range anytime soon. Yeah, so nothing to worry about there.
Yeah, so not a huge issue, but still. It's that naggly bit. It's like, I can make anything you want. Wait. No. I can't say that quite yet, you know?
Yeah.
I still need another 390k experience. Which actually is, that wouldn't actually be that difficult because I did the whole members thing, so I can put gold into the bank as well, the metal bank. And Crafting Cube has gold right next to its furnace, so technically I could just mine gold, smelt it, make it into jewelry, and just keep shoving it out that way. You want the free jewelry?
Sure, I'll take some strength enemies.
Alright, can you get me some woolen strength?
What do you need?
Strength. Just strength.
Yeah, sure. I can get some for you, no problem.
Not now, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I get back on RS3, I'll definitely give you some string.
Let's see, how much gems do I have? Oh yeah, I had a little mining session, so I have 101 rubies. Tell me again how many strength abilities you want.
Oh, right.
That's good. Kind of disgusting. How many cosmic runes? I need 1 per amulet. I have 330. I think I'm good.
330.
Yeah, so right now, if I felt like it, I could, as long as you had the string to throw at me, I could make you 101 strength amulets.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get some string. Where do I farm it at?
Sheep, wool.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. And then I go to that. Then I go to that seamstress in Lumbee, right, to get her to spin it.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. You give me the string and make you the amulets. Much appreciated if you give a little bit extra, so I have some on the side so I can make more in the future. I like making stock.
How many string per amulet? Just one?
1.
Okay, so it's 1-to-1 ratio. I can do that.
The rest is pretty much free because I get all the cosmic runes from killing the mages that I use to train my ranged. So it's a bit of a massacre when that happens. I think it killed them like 1 shot each.
Yeah, I saw your stats, and I'm actually really impressed.
She's a pretty well-rounded character, surprisingly. And since RS3, as I said, it's dependent on your best attributes, and it doesn't count the other ones, like weapon style. Because she's so balanced and has them so close to each other relatively, it doesn't matter what weapon type I take out, I'm still the same combat level.
Oh, okay, that's good.
But the downside is, if I want to maintain that, I have to train each one separate, one after the other. So the growth has been relatively slow as a result. Like, I'm doing my melee. Okay, I've leveled up level effectively with my melee. To my ranged up. Finished the range. So I have to work on my magic now.
Yeah, that's the one thing about training different ones. You don't level up all at once.
So it's a slow progress. But it's not as if anyone here is judging, and it's not as if I'm in a huge rush to PvP at the moment.
True.
I had my fair share. More than my fair share. Character is retired.
You don't PvP anymore?
Not really. That's I like to chill now. I'm the old jaded retired character. That makes equipment for other people to murder with. This kind of makes me just as bad.
Alright.
Think about it. Maybe my character's appearance is actually appropriate. Hey, new character. Here, have a whole bunch of equipment so you can murder everything from here to level whatever. Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, how many NPCs have you killed?
You can check that?
Can you?
I don't know.
No, just think about it. How many NPCs would you have killed by the time you've gotten to your level, let alone mine?
A lot. I've killed a lot of fire giants, that's for sure.
Like, you think about it. I give weapons to these new characters, like a set of each weapon, like here's a full set of bronze, iron, steel, blah blah blah, all the way up to rune. I give it to them and go for. And one of the little dudes that I've actually given equipment for is a level 126 now.
Wow.
So I have effectively supplied someone to do mass genocide.
Yeah, level 3 to 126 is 100. What is it, 123 levels? That's a lot of killing.
Yeah, considering how much experience you need, like it's in the millions. Quite a few million XP.
Yeah, I know that level 99 takes like 200 million just to fill up.
Yeah. So level 126, which is when you have 99 prayer, 99 defense, 99 constitution, 99 of each like weapon type.
Yeah.
Or you're fighting skill at 99. That's a lot of dead everything. Jesus Christ, no. My character's going to hell, isn't she?
Well, I thought she was already a demon.
I know, but yeah, that's true. To a lower level. Higher level? One of them. Yeah, okay. Appearance is very appropriate. Yeah. No, but there's no charge for the equipment. I need nothing from you. Apparently, the charge is sort of everything you kill. There you go. That was it.
So just imagine all the things that you've killed, and then all the things that you supplied people with that they've killed.
Move over, Stalin.
Just imagine how many NPCs we've killed in Guild Wars 2. I mean, come on. I mean, we're talking millions, right?
But not as much as the grinder sounds. So.
Yeah, true.
Like these people, 200 million XP for each attribute. Like the level of killing required.
That's like mass genocide times each skill.
Mm-hmm. Tea drinking a little thing. Looks peaceful. She has made she has not done good things. Great for players, bad for every single NPC out there, and a lot of not so gifted players. There was actually a guy that was going after PvP, and I may have supplied him with like 20 crossbows.
Wow. Rune crossbows?
Oh, rune crossbows. Main and off.
Wait, you can have you can dual wield crossbows?
Yes, you can dual wield crossbows.
How does that even work?
I don't know, but you can.
That doesn't make much sense.
No, it doesn't, but there you go. There you go. So the dude went off to who knows what killing spree he ended up having. Because my character was bored and decided to give him more weapons.
Must give killing tools.
Must give weapon of mass murder. Hey, you want to go murder people? Yeah, have some weapons. No charge.
But
Just calmly have.
what'd you say they had to do? Give you the souls of everything they killed?
Yeah, no cost to them. Zero cost to you. Yeah, your soul is safe.
Yeah, you get way more souls that way. I mean, why take one soul when you can take everything they've killed?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like best demon to negotiate with. No price to you, no cost. Nice to get along with. Nice, friendly, tea drinking demon.
I know, right? You can drink some tea
Horrible
together.
for everything you fight. Like the nicest demon to make friends with. Horrible for everyone else, but great for you. It's almost comical, like the whole the tea animation of the character actually takes about 4 to 5 minutes. Just preparing the tea nice and calmly, grinding up the tea and everything.
Does it actually make tea for you to drink, or is it just in the animation?
It's the animation, but if you have a good look, it's completely prepared. It's not like, oh, here's tea, put it into cup and drink. No. You actually see the character grind up the like little tea leaves and everything.
That's pretty cool. And how'd you say you got that animation again?
It used to be with like an event, but now you can use it with oddments and get it as well.
Oh, okay, I have some.
But it actually costs a bit. It's like 2,500 oddments at the moment.
Oh wow.
But you know what? I say it's worth it because actually, I'm gonna be honest, probably the longest animation cycle that there is on RuneScape. All the other ones like short repeats. But this one's actually really long. Like I just started now. And it's going. She put water into the teapot. Then she sieved it and put it in. Then she's taken the water out. She's prepared the water into the cups. She's now grinding up the tea leaves. She put hot water into the middle kettle. Refilling it with the water that was before. Refilling the kettle. Refilling the other pot. And it's still going, and she hasn't even started drinking the first cup.
Well, so she's like literally preparing the tea from scratch. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And yep, now she's taking her first sip. So, I'd say it was worth it. It's just a really nice rest animation. It's not over the top. It's not irritating to see. It's not doing some weird stuff with the geometry. It's just a really nice cycle that really looks like someone just resting and doing their thing. Plus the whole hilarity of
A
not
demon
an
drinking
evil-looking
tea.
character doing something so peaceful was like, wait, what? Uh, yeah, it's not what you'd expect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you showed me the picture in Discord of you making the tea, and then when I logged in near the Varrock teleport, I was like, oh yeah, this is the guy.
Yeah, it's a very distinctive look. That is not a character you miss easily.
Do the heels from the boots make you taller? Because you look like you were taller than me.
Possibly a little bit, but I'm not entirely sure.
I think it was maybe the wings that made you look so tall.
Probably. But I better be heading off because it's really late now.
Okay, yeah, no problem, man. I really appreciate your help, and thanks for sticking around on the stream. And, you know, anytime you want to play together in RS3 or you just want to chat while, you know, I play old school RS, you just let me know.
Dude, see ya.
See ya. guys. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. It's been about 4 hours. So I will be streaming at night. I just have some things in real life I have to do. So I'm gonna take a little nap, and then I'll have to wake up and do some real life things. So I will be streaming around maybe 3 or 4 p.m. So I'm gonna take a little 30-minute nap, and then I'm gonna go ahead. I have to fold some clothes, and I have to get some stuff ready to sell. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and thanks very much to our guest. He's very helpful. So hopefully he'll be on stream a little bit more. He donated some rune maces to me, so I really appreciate that. And if anyone, is still lurking or whatever, so just, make sure you give me a follow, and I'm going to open up a giveaway again once I get, at least 10, maybe 15 followers. I'm going to open up the gold guide for Old School RuneScape. So thank you very much, and have a nice day.